just know what you're up against when you deal with a lot of these modern women.
I told people before, they're like, oh, you hate all men. I'm like, I've never said that, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I don't give a but also like, yeah, don't you? Haven't you ever spent time with one? They're awful. Like, have you ever seen a group of guys out, like all straight dudes, and they're all laughing? Have you ever been like, God, I wonder what they're laughing at? No. When they're laughing, I'm going, the are they doing? Something bad, probably.
I'm like, they probably just hit a woman.
They're probably high-fiving over a slur.
I wonder if you said, every time I see a bunch of women laughing, I think they're up to no good. They're either cheating, they're on their phone doing something scandalous, they're disrespecting men, they're trying to figure out how to take advantage of men. How do you think that Drew Follow and her friends would receive that information? You would be labeled a misogynist, you would be labeled a sexist, all the labels would come out.
So wait a sec. How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure. Like, none of this stuff in the studio is built or maintained by women. Do you know that like 90% of infrastructure jobs are still held by men? And that if you look at the top 20 jobs held by women now in 2024 versus 1924 are almost the exact same. So women have had 100 years to do whatever they want, and they still do the same 20 jobs they did 100 years ago. Other than we switched out farm labor for HR work. But other than that, we're secretaries, nurses, daycare ladies, early childhood education, administrative assistants, retail workers, all the same shit that we were a century ago. So
why are you entitled to say, I expect all of these things of men, but he's not allowed to say, I want a nurturing woman. I want a woman who brings the stress level in the house down, not up. I want a woman who's going to be a good mom. I want a woman who's going to be supportive and loyal and devoted. Oh, well, how dare you make those expectations of me? You just made a full list long of what he needs to do for you, but his list is a problem. So that sense of entitlement that runs through is what rubbed me wrong.
Does height matter?
Of course it does.
Step on the scale.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not going on the scale. You should love a girl for who they are.
You should love a guy for who they are, regardless of height.
I'm not stepping on the scale.
Why?
Because I'm not.
Okay, so take it back.
I'm not taking it back.
So weigh yourself.
No.
You're being a coward.
Weight, you're ridiculous. And
if you care about height, you're ridiculous.
No, but you don't need to know an exact number.
You don't need to know an exact height.
Exactly, I don't. All you gotta know is that they're taller than me, and that's it.
Okay, I want you to be lighter than me. Step on the scale.
No.
Does height matter?
It definitely does.
It does? You said height matters.
It does.
All right, and weight matters, so step on the scale. Let's see.
No, I don't want to do that. That's scary as fuck.
Why?
What do you mean why?
You're judging guys based on height, so I'm judging you based on weight.
You see that, guys, their logic doesn't hold up, even under the tiniest bit of scrutiny. The minute you give any amount of pushback, you are met with attitude, or even worse, hostility. Hi guys, welcome back to the Roxy Rokell Show, and today we are looking at double standards. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the next clip.
Why do women believe that they can say something about something I can't change, but I can say something about potentially what you could change? Why is it okay for women to have these wants, right?
It's not okay.
Even though it's not okay, you feel that way, women still feel like they can voice it. I want a man that's 150 pounds. They list off all these physical attributes. Some things we can't change as men. But if we say we want a fit woman or a slim woman, we body shaming. Why do you think that is? Why do women believe that they can say something about something I can't change, but I can say something about potentially what you could change?
Feminism.
It really pisses me off about girls that girls are so stupid with this. If I'm out with a girl, right? Let's say someone grabs your handbag and runs away. I'm supposed to chase him down and beat his ass, right? Ladies?
Yep. I mean,
right?
It depends on the purse.
Let's say we're at the club and someone grabs your ass or does some shit to you, right? I'm supposed to defend you, right?
I throw an elbow. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm supposed to do something for you, right? Someone breaks into the house, I'm supposed to go ahead and just go handle it, right? What if in some weird dream world you had to tell me to do that? How would that make you feel?
You're not a man.
Fantastic. What about you?
Yeah, like Masha said, I shouldn't have to tell you.
So why the fuck should I have to tell you to stop acting like a hoe, going to the club, keeping your Instagram up, dressing like a whore, etc.? Easy to me how women expect men to just get it, do what they're supposed to do, adhere to their masculine burn performance. But women, on the other hand, you don't like me going to the club with my friends? You don't like me talking about exes? You're insecure? Oh my god! It's like I have to do what's right all the time, but I have to tell you to do your fucking job? That's crazy.
Women try to introduce insecurities in you by telling you things that other men have done for her, have offered to do for her, or that she knows she can get because she has pussy in between her legs. Now, as soon as you tell a woman, well, okay, look at how she cooking and this and the third, now you step insecurities in them, and they actually upset because they don't want to get compared the same way to compare you to another man. So a woman can say, oh, you got a Hellcat? Well, I can get a nigga with a Lamborghini. Cool. I get a nigga with a Lamborghini. I get a nigga with a Bugatti. Okay, cool. As soon as you say, well, hold on, why can't you cook like her? Well, you say, you can't, you can't control what? So you can sit right there and stem insecurities in a man by saying that I had a nigga in my DMs that offered me $1,000 a week. What are you, a brand new? Are you a brand new? You can sit right there and say, oh, I had a man that paid for my nails and hair done every week. What were you, a sugar baby? Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to work up to that. Can you cook for me like she cooks for her? Like she cooks for her man on TikTok? Now everybody, then the niggas start busting around and then niggas start beatboxing and shit. No. Hold the same standards that you hold the men when you see somebody. And the fucked up thing is, as soon as women, I realized about women, when one woman has a lot of male attention, all the other women that don't get the same amount of attention gang up against her. Because I'm looking at the comments, all the women are just hating on her. There's not one man hating on her. All the women are. As soon as one woman gets any type of attention from men, all the other women that's not on her side is gonna hate on her.
Can someone please make this make sense? So let me get this straight. When women are ready to leave, they spend months planning on how they're going to leave. They tell their friends, they tell their family, they lie to their husband's face for months at a time. They stack money. They might get their own apartment. They might even have a plan to set up their kids at different schools. But they don't see that as deceitful or dishonest or harsh, and they don't understand why men are blindsided when women do this. And these women are actually praised. They did the right thing. He was so toxic. He was so horrible. He was blah, blah, blah. All the things. Yes, queen. And no, I don't mean domestic violence situations. I'm talking everyday relationships where the woman finally says that she had enough and she's claimed to be checked out for months at a time and she decides to leave. But when a man does the exact same thing in the exact same way, now he's a piece of shit. In fact, he won't even have his ducks in a row. His idea of leaving is to go sleep on his parents' couch for a couple of days and come back and try to reconcile. But yet, the men are just the pieces of shit. And the craziest part about it is if these women have kids and they bring the kids with them, there's little to no consequences for them bringing the kids with her. But if a man were to do the exact same thing, he would be looking at kidnapping charges or child endangerment, and he's going to now have to fight for his kids regardless now that she's taken them. But if he takes them, all they have to do is bring a sheriff over and bring them right back to mom, and she doesn't really have to fight for anything. And these women will try so hard to claim that they communicate, but their idea of communicating is passive aggressiveness, the silent treatment, you should just know. Or my favorite line is, it's whatever. And a lot of times these men will actually think that it's just a rough patch in their relationship and they're hopeful that they'll make up with their wives and their girlfriends. Meanwhile, the women are out here getting whole ass lawyers and looking at divorce. And the crazy part is that women are actually praised for being this deceitful and this dishonest, but when men do it, they're a piece of shit.
Somebody gotta say it, so I'll be the bitch to say it. And I don't give a fuck if y'all call me a pick-me bitch who don't want to be picked. But the double standard that some of us women have for these men is fucking insane, bitch. Now don't get me wrong, niggas can cheat on us, and the moment we text a nigga in the back, his motherfucking heart in this booty hole. But the shit that we get away with is insane, bitch. Like, we could knock sonic rings out of a nigga, and our excuse would be, oh, we did it out of emotion. A nigga could thump us, bitch. And, oh, he should have walked that way. He's not a man. Like, he gotta be physically fit and have all these muscles, and our motherfucking fupas hanging out our fucking shirts and over our fucking pants. And come on now, bitch. They gotta be educated with this great motherfucking job. But, bitch, you was a C average in goddamn high school, and you only making $17.25 an hour. And that's overtime. We can stay with our parents till we goddamn die, but let a nigga be staying with his mama. Let a nigga be staying with his mama. Oh, he ain't no man, he a bitch, he broke, he a bum. How about that man just want to save some motherfucking money, bitch? How about he don't want the responsibilities of having all the responsibilities if he ain't gotta have the responsibilities? How about he might be staying there helping his mom? Bitch, you don't know what the fuck he there for. But my point is, it's so crazy how the double standard work when it come in terms of women. We get away with so much shit, but then when it come down to that man, we expect this motherfucker to be goddamn Superman. But how you Superman when, bitch, we ain't even Superwoman? Well, your host ain't even Superwoman. Make it make sense.
It's a double standard.
Wait, how's it a double standard?
Like, women sometimes don't mind if a guy has had multiple partners.
Yeah.
But then when you ask the man the same question, they want their woman to, like, be virgins or have very few partners.
Well, how would that be a double standard, though?
But before we even ask that, I just have to ask you a very quick question, Christy. Do you think that there are women who wear heels who are sexy?
Not all women that wear heels look sexy.
No, not all, of course. But you don't object to women wearing heels, right?
Correct.
Would you object to a man wearing heels?
If I'm dating him, yes.
Now, what kind of double standard is that?
I want my man to be masculine. That's my personal preference. So
Right,
heels
it's
is
a
out of the
preference. So then it's not a double standard when it comes down to preference, right?
Well, I guess so then.
Exactly. There is a big difference between a double standard and a preference. It almost seems like these women are basically saying it's a double standard if I don't like it, but if I do like it, it's just a preference. This lady was dumber than elbows on a snake. Fuck out of here.
Who the F are you to tell me or judge me on my body count when your body count is probably 10 times higher than mine? Like, it just bugs me and triggers me because it's like crazy to me.
Yes, there's a double standard, but it exists for a reason. Look, I mean, you could go out tonight and find 100 dudes that would want to sleep with you. You're a pretty woman, got good energy, guarantee you could get laid by 100 different guys throughout the city. For guys, totally different story. I'm a decently good looking guy compared to the average. I don't think I'm like an ultra giga Chad, but like even for a guy like me, like it's the number of women that I could sleep with compared to the number of men that you could sleep with. It's a huge differential. And the reason why there is a double standard is because if a woman wants to rack up a very high body count, like if a woman wants to sleep with 100 guys, all she has to do is open her legs. If a guy wants to sleep with 100 women, he has to become an absolute stud in order to do so. That doesn't mean that it's okay for him to do so. I totally disagree with men sleeping with tons of women. I think it's bad for society. I also think it's bad for society for women to sleep with a lot of men. And one of the signs of a high value woman is a woman who can say no.
Why women don't respect double standards when it's not beneficial to them? Women will yell, if a man can do it, I can do it all day until it's time to pay some bills. Now you can't do what a man can do because it ain't beneficial. Y'all only like double standards when it's beneficial.
That's true.
I'm knowing. As a man, we talk it up. Like, we go, all right, you a nigga, you go to the club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, 18 and up. Niggas, 21 and up. 18 women, free to 11. Niggas ain't never free.
That's 100% facts. Women only like double standards when it's beneficial. I'm so glad we are living in a time where men are calling out the BS for what it is.
Y'all want to talk about men cheating? Let's talk about how feminism gave y'all a pass to cheat and play victim. Y'all love screaming, men ain't loyal. But as soon as y'all cheat, it's, oh, he wasn't meeting my emotional needs. Y'all cheat and call it healing. Y'all disrespect men and then call it setting boundaries. Feminism tells y'all to be strong, not sloppy. You're not a victim of his life. You're a product of your own lack of discipline. It's crazy to me. If a man cheats, he's a monster. But when y'all do it, it's empowerment. Nah, it's not healing, it's hypocrisy.
The delusion is real. Most modern women nowadays want premium men while offering discount value. And look, I'm all about being delusional when it comes to rewiring your brain and believing in yourself, but we can't be delusional about the reality of what we actually bring to the table. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out, girl, hear me out. I keep seeing women with lists of requirements, certain income, high looks, lifestyle, but when I look at what they're bringing to the table, there's a huge disconnect. And listen, we need to have an honest conversation about this, and unfortunately, I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, but no one wants to admit. We've been programmed by social media to think we deserve the top 1% of men, regardless of what we offer in return. I see women who are overweight, have zero emotional intelligence, bring drama everywhere they go, and have zero self-respect, but they want a man who's fit, successful, emotionally mature, and has his life together. Society has taught us that we can demand everything from men while bringing nothing valuable ourselves, but that's not how attraction or relationships work. Men, they know when they're not qualified for certain women. If a man is overweight, broke, or immature, he generally knows he needs to level up to attract quality women. But we've been conditioned to think that just existing as women means we deserve the best men, regardless of our own value or effort. The culture has made us so delusional about our own market value that we think we can get a high value man while being low value ourselves. And then when men have standards for us, like wanting us to be fit, feminine, pleasant to be around, we get offended and call it shallow or unrealistic. We hold men to standards but get upset when they hold any to us. That's not reciprocal, that's just you being entitled. If you want a man who takes care of his body, take care of yours. If you want a man with emotional maturity, develop your own. If you want a man who's successful, bring something valuable to his life. You attract what you are, not what you want. So if you want a high quality man, become a high quality woman. Stop expecting men to meet standards you don't meet yourself. Level up or lower your expectations, but be realistic about what you qualify for.
Why is masculinity bad when men do it, but good when women do it? If a guy raises his voice, he's losing his cool, especially if he does it to women. If a woman raises her voice, she's a boss babe with attitude, especially if she does it to men. If a guy puts his foot down, he's aggressive and dangerous. If a woman puts her foot down, she's strong and slaying. If a guy wants to hit the gym hard, he must be compensating for something. If a woman hits the gym hard, she's just staying in shape. This is where feminists completely lose the thread. If you're gonna hate masculinity, you should at least try to not be the thing you hate. Then again, logic isn't exactly the calling card of feminism.
Here are all of the ridiculous double standards that you're gonna have to deal with as a girl in college. When boys go out and get absolutely hammered, it's just boys being boys, but when girls do it, it's disgusting and unladylike. I've never even heard anyone ask a boy if they're paying for their own college or not, because no one frankly cares. But if someone asks a girl and the girl says, oh yeah, like my parents are paying, it's automatically daddy's money. When girls get to college and put on a little weight, maybe the freshman 15, everyone's at home talking about how this person changed and how they let themselves go when they got to college. But when boys gain an entire beer belly, literally no one even cares. If a guy goes around and sleeps with like 20 girls their freshman year, their friends will hype them up and girls don't really judge them for it. But if a girl sleeps with more than 2 people, she's a slut. Boys can be juggling a couple girls at a time and it's okay because they just don't want to settle down and tie themselves down. But if a girl does the exact same thing, it makes her a whore and she's not wifey anymore. At the end of the day, some of the double standards that you will see at college are absolutely ridiculous. But are we really going to listen to people who think a boy can do something and if a girl does the same thing, she's disgusting or lesser than? No, that's just ridiculous.
Okay, so we are going to break this down line item by line item. Number 1. When you go out and get drunk as a woman, you are putting yourself in danger, potentially. And let's say you go home with a man who is also drunk. You can claim that he did something without your consent, and he will go to jail, even though both of you were under the influence. Why put yourself or him in that situation? Number 2. College is expensive, and most people don't just go to college without help from their parents. I don't see why the daddy's money comment would bother someone. My final point is, if you want to be the town bike in college, that's great. Just take into account that one day you may want to have a husband and children, and what you do today will affect your future. Leave college with a husband, not a body count higher than Frieza.
Black women have 2 different filtering systems with how they view interracial relationships. So when Kamala Harris, married to a white man, when Kamala Harris ran, most black women, that was never on their radar. They didn't even care. They were so focused on supporting her and believing because she went to HBCU, that counts, that the idea of she being dismissed because of who her spouse was with, that wasn't even the furthest thing from their mind. They were actually willing to call out other black people's blackness if they didn't support a black, so-called black woman that was married to a white man with white stepchildren. If Barack Obama had ran and his wife was white, would he have gotten that much support from the black community and specifically black women? That's not unusual. You'll see it with Eve, Serena Williams, Meghan Markle, you name it. A lot of them don't even view it as neutral. They're actually excited, supportive. And then when it comes to black men, especially men with money, men that they want, and even some men that they never did want, they will now have all this energy that they don't have for those ladies. And many of these men have never said anything disparaging about black women.
When a black woman sees another black woman dating outside of our race, whether it's a white man or a non-black man in general, she tends to get celebrated. She gets applauded by other women. Girl, period. I know that's right. When a black woman is spotted dating outside of the race, it's automatically viewed as something positive, and black women automatically assume she's getting treated right, and it's the jackpot for black women to date non-black men, automatically. But when a black man is spotted dating outside of his race, and Lord forbid if he's caught with a white woman or a non-black woman, it's World War III. He's being disrespected, dogged out from every angle. Why is that? Then black women go on to say, it's not that we have a problem with them dating white women or non-black women. We have a problem with the disrespect, the down talking and backlash that comes from black men when they start dating other women. Well, ma'am, usually that's why a black man is going to the other side or dating outside of his race, due to the same reason, due to the backlash, due to the disrespect, due to the projecting. Y'all put all black men in one category. One do y'all in, y'all swear every single last one of them ain't nothing. It's like we clearly feel a way about each other, but only y'all are allowed to go on and find love and feel like because white men respect us and they treat us better and they want families and y'all got a list of reasons as to why it's okay for y'all to date outside the race. But if y'all see a black man with a white woman, y'all getting y'all feelings. But why? Y'all disrespect these same men, but y'all don't want nobody else to have them. Then you got the people that say, well, they're both wrong. If you're a black man or a black woman and you're stepping outside of the race, you're just wrong. Nobody's wrong. It's 2025. You got men dating men, women dating women, black dating white, white dating black. It does not matter. People are going where they feel loved, respected, and appreciated. Love doesn't have a color. It doesn't matter what you think. People are not living to be validated by other people. Live your life. And if it means that it's coming in the color of turquoise, that's the person that's loving you, respecting you, and doing right by you, then turquoise it is.
I agree. I think love doesn't have a color. But loving someone certainly does have standards that both parties need to abide by to ensure mutual respect. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of women don't want to play ball. Guys, that's all I have for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!